We generally think of this gospel as God judging the people of Israel. He gave them a land, right? Used to be called Canaan, and they changed it to Judah and Israel. He gave them a faith, a profound and a wonderful faith, Judaism. And then we see what they did with those things. The Jewish people, I have such admiration for. When I grew up in New York, I had a lot of Jewish friends. I've said that before. And their faith is magnificent. But look at what was done and how they were punished. You know, they became sinful. And they basically rejected, to a large part, the teachings of the prophets. And Jesus came along and they killed him. It wasn't the Jews, of course, it was the Romans. But in my neighborhood, if I tried to say it was the Italians who killed Christ, they'd kill me. So I say that only in the Scandinavian areas of Wisconsin. You know, but I mean, you know, at the time, remember the proportions. 2,000 years ago, all of the Hebrews, the Jews, were in a relatively small place. You know, Jesus, I'm told, never traveled more than 30 miles from his home in Nazareth. So everything was right there. Now we live in a different world, and yet Jesus is talking to us through this gospel just as much as he was talking to the Jews then. I was doing a confirmation class with some teenagers last year, and this young fella asked me, where was the Garden of Eden? And I told him, you're in the middle of it. It's right here. It's all around us. This world that we live in is a paradise. Everything we need is right here. Everything in abundance is right here. And look what we've done with it. You know, rivers are polluted, the territory, the land. Rick Dado, Gary's son, is the president of the parish council, and I talked to him about this, and he has a doctorate in agriculture. I didn't know you could get a doctorate in agriculture, but he knows his stuff so well. But he says nobody appreciates the protection of land like farmers do. It is their very life, quite literally, it's their lives. And they are so intent on protecting it. Unfortunately, the rest of society doesn't have the same right. And we will be called to account. Never doubt that. We'll be called to account to what we've done to the gifts that God has given us in this world. We will be questioned, as only God can, how we performed in our lives. And also, if we can take this to a different level, each of us has been given gifts. Wonderful gifts. Intelligence, speech. We have loving relationships. And we will be just as surely called to judgment for what we have done with these magnificent gifts. Think about this. It's really, really important, because we will be called to account. God bless you all.